All right, last up on the tour, we have the colon, the large intestine, large because of the diameter, not because of the length. There's a bunch of structures that help us pick this out. There's a couple of different regions. We have the cecum, which is where we would see the appendix, the colon, which is the ascending, transverse, descending, sigmoid portion, and the rectum would be the kind of terminal portion. The unique thing about the colon is that it's basically a holding pouch in humans. So functionally, you could live without a colon. The whole thing could be taken out, and so feces would have to empty into a pouch. But anything that was absorbed by the colon, you would be able to replace. Okay. So structurally, it's easy to pick out generally because we see these big haustral pouches. You see the tinea coli, which is a smooth muscle band, which keeps the motility occurring. So we start here at the cecum with the ileocecal junction, and we have the vermiform appendix. Another organ that people like to say that it's non-functional or that it's we could live without it. Really, it's just an organ we could take out of us and we can survive without having it there. As we look at the different areas of the colon, what's basically going on in the colon is that there are bacteria that have grown because of we've removed all the nutrients that we possibly can, and so bacteria start to grow and start to digest the things we can't. So those indigestible carbohydrates, the fibers, they start to break down, and that can create acids, gases. But as they do that, they create a little bit of vitamin B complex and vitamin K that we absorb as we reabsorb some of the water. So really, the majority thing that the colon is doing for us functionally is we're getting, so the top of the list is that it's reabsorbing water. And as it reabsorbs water, we're getting some of that vitamin B complex. Vitamin K is fat soluble, so we don't need the water to obtain that. Now, top of the list function would be reabsorbing water, but most of the water is reabsorbed back in the ileum, and by the time we get to the colon, there's not much water left. So the colon ends up being not essential for life. We do see, in terms of motility, it's very much like segmentation. So these haustra are just kind of sequentially contracting. They're responding to stretch, distension. So the more you put into one haustra, it fights back and moves feces into the next haustral spot. And then over the course of the day, we also know what's called the gastrocolic reflex. And in this case, what we see over the course of the day are 3 or maybe 4 powerful peristaltic movements or mass movements. And they're generally initiated by the presence of food in the stomach. So in sequence, as you stretch out the stomach, it causes gastrin release. Gastrin increases peristalsis in the ileum, and as the ileum pushes whatever's left in the ileum towards the colon, that activates this long gastrocolic reflex, this mass movement. And if there is any feces towards that sigmoid colon, this would be the step that creates the urgency that would make you move towards defecation.